standing by, and he's joined by Anish Shah. Yash?
Well, that's correct, Nigel. As we proceed towards the IBLA jury meet today, we have a list of very eminent personalities who are starting to join us. We have with us Mr. Anish Shah of the M&M Group. Sir, what I want to understand from you, your contribution as far as the group is concerned, which is sort of present in so many verticals, has been worth acknowledging. What I want to understand from you, 10 years ago as you see and today as you see, and taking your own personal case, what are some of the leadership qualities which have changed drastically, which were not there 10 years ago, but today a leader has to have them, and some of them which you actually implement as far as your business is concerned?
So the biggest one today is really the ability to deal with uncertainty. The world is changing at a rapid pace. We used to talk about black swan events, and they're more of a regular feature now.
Correct.
So how do leaders look around corners? How are they equipped to be able to deal with uncertainty as it comes, have alternate plans and be able to implement them fast? So execution has become a lot more important. The ability to handle stress has become a lot more important, and the ability to develop other leaders and have a very strong team therefore becomes more important than ever.
Absolutely. You very rightly pointed out that today, you don't understand where the threat or the danger for the business would come from. You come out of one in the last 2 years, and then you are close to the next one. I want to understand from you, as you see M&M's business today, which is present in many verticals, what are some of the biggest threats that you see for businesses? What are a couple of biggest opportunities which you see for the business in today's context?
I think the threat is the global world around us. Right? We're seeing a lot more instability, and one just hopes that some of the political issues and the wars we're seeing around the world do not become regional wars or take on a bigger meaning beyond that. Second is economic uncertainty. There is a talk of a recession. It's been there for a while. We haven't seen it as yet, which is a good thing. India has been largely shielded from that, but if a global recession does come in, then India will be impacted. So these are the two main factors that we see as potential threats. India is in a very good place, and that's a big positive for us. So for us, the opportunity is to be able to take advantage of that, take advantage of the fact that number of companies around the world are looking for a China Plus One strategy, and India is very well positioned to be able to do that. So demand in India, the China Plus One strategy, and the final point I'd outline is that Indian manufacturers are now making world-class products. At Mahindra, we've got products that are beating global majors in India by a significant margin. So how do we take that and take it to the rest of the world and win in various markets around the world?
I want to speak to you a little about, of course, the auto business. On one side, of course, the tractor demand, the rural demand on that side. We've just gone past monsoons. How does that demand look? What is the feedback that you're getting? On the other side, there has been a very, very strong focus on the SUV side of the business. An outlook which sort of will be sort of pushed by these two verticals. How does the auto business look for the company?
So for us, the auto business has been very strong. We've had huge demand, and that's been driven by the products that we've made. That demand continues to be at a very high level. The only negative is we can't meet customer needs in time, but we are ramping up capacity. We are on path to double capacity by the end of this fiscal year. So therefore, I'd say extremely well positioned. Our electric portfolio is coming out next year, and it's going to be a range of 5 born electric SUVs, which are going to be world class.
Correct. A word on the IT business as well. Of course, US has faced its issues when it comes to demand there. Funding is sort of another thing that you're looking at on the US side for clients. What sort of demand outlook do you have when it comes to geographies ex-India, when it comes to the IT business and the Indian business itself? What's the kind of outlook that you're forming for the next 1.5 years?
So for the IT industry, we have seen some weakness around the world, as you've seen across the industry there. And I think we do see some improvement on that front, but a lot will depend on how the global scenario plays out. With regard to other businesses in India, I'd just say extremely strong right now. A number of things the government has done has worked out very well. The Make in India approach is one that we think is a very powerful one, and that positions us really well to be able to do a lot more in India for the rest of the world.
Okay, let's end this conversation on the lighter side. I want to understand a simple question from you. How many hours do you work in a day?
I think a lot depends on what's required. In my role today, I've got to work a lot more than the 70 hours that has been talked about. But that is a choice I have made, and that is a choice. In many ways, I look at my work as something I love doing, and I don't look at it as work in that sense. So my response would be, I think each person has to make their own choice as to what balance do they want.
Okay.
Right? I've always made a choice over the years to have weekends spent with family. And I've been able to do that through most of my career. So it's a good balance that I've achieved.
Just taking a cue from that answer, do you think the number of hours that you put in sort of determines the productivity, or do you think a good work-life balance is what gets a better productivity when it comes to the work side?
I think there has to be a work-life balance. Because for each person, that's important. You never want to reach somewhere in your career and look back and say, I've given up on all these things over the years that I should have done. And at the same time, one does need to work hard. It may not be hours, it may be the quality of work more than the hours. But hard work is essential to move forward as well.
Correct.
So I think it is a balance. But the answer is not that you don't work hard and you can succeed. But the answer is not also that you succeed at the cost of work-life balance.
Work-life balance. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Lovely chatting with you as always. And best of luck for today.
Thank you so much.
That's Anish Shah from the M&M Group for you guys. With that, it's back to you.
All right, thanks, Yash, for that. Interesting conversation as always. For the time being, we slip into a short break. You come back, we'll focus on